Welcome all to Myth and Legends. I'm Jessie, your host today, and we'll be discussing a commonly known creature that at one point we've all heard of. We're going to talk about fairies. Now, before I even start, I'd like to say for me this was a little bit difficult for me to research, because every part of the world, they have their own versions of fairies. For example, nymphs in Greek mythology and so forth. However, we'll be focusing on the European region of this folklore just to make little things easier. Basically, they're creatures that can be found in forests that are depicted in several different ways. Today, when you think of a fairy, you think of a tiny winged creature. But a fairy can be described in other forms with no wings at all. What they do is depicted in several different ways as well, such as a fairy godmother who would bless the child, or neighbors to humanity, and sometimes they would take away human children for various reasons and place them with changeling children. Yeah, kidnapping. Beautiful. Moving on. It is also said that they protect natural forces in this world. Though, when it came to being neighbors to humanity, most times they saw us as boastful breakers of promises, as quoted in the Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures by John and Caitlin Matthews. Oh my god, guys. Best book ever if you're into mythology. Best book ever. Very informative. Very good, very well written. Everybody should get this book who is into mythology. I'm not even joking. Get the book. Now, I'm doing a little bit of advertising, I guess, for them. Not really, but still. Oh well, moving on. Now, as far as where they came from is actually part of Christian folklore. It is said that in the beginning, before humans were created, God made several other creatures before humans. Some of them who decided to follow Lucifer left heaven in a rush. From heaven's gates, their rush sucked several beings out of heaven. God noticed what was going on and said, "Let those who are out stay out, and let those who are in stay in." And he sealed the gates of heaven again, and others who followed Lucifer settled down in hell, and the others who had been sucked out of heaven stayed on earth and became fairies. In my opinion, I thought it was a little bit of a cool story, but come on, that was a little unfair to the ones who had been sucked out of heaven. Don't you think? Moving on. Maybe it's just me, though. Yeah, so I'm moving on again. But now the word fairy, as far as I could find, there are different origins from the name. The most common two that I found is from an old French word, fairy, F-A-E-R-I-E, and then somewhere else I've read that it comes from a Latin word, fatum. In other words, it means fate. So, as far as the origin of the name goes, I'm not 100% sure, but if you guys know more, feel free to tell me. Now, in folklore, it is said that you want to respect a fairy if you've ever met one, especially the fairy queen. Now, as far as the fairy queen goes, think of a beehive and its queen, alright? Alright. Now, as far as fairies go in today's society, it's common to see fairies in some children's and fantasy novels. I'm sure that you've all heard of Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. If not, go read the story or watch the movie. I don't care if you're a little kid or a grown man or woman. Everyone deserves to at least read it. Now that's all I got on fairies, everyone. But if you know something else and you think I've got something wrong in my research, please comment below. If you found this video informative, leave a like. And if you want more of these videos, please go subscribe. I'm Jessie, and I hope you've all enjoyed the ride.